Yep, audio's good. All right, here goes, everybody. Sit back and enjoy it.
3, 2, 1.
Invisible control over women starts with new Code 10. The new invisible way to control a man's hair all day.
My nutsack was stuck to my tank.
The Morning Stream. Better than a straw tart blueberry pop torch.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for Tuesday, January 18th, 2021. Still
doesn't
counts.
Count. Nope, doesn't count.
Okay, good. Whew. Dodged that bullet barely by one syllable.
No. I'm saying it doesn't count. Saying, it does not count as a. Your streak has not started yet.
All right, I'm off the
days
wagon.
You can go with the correct year.
Yep, put a 0 on the sign, you guys. We're starting over tomorrow. Welcome back, everybody. It's nice to see everybody's little face down there in the chat room. Of course, Brian's here. I'm here. I'm Scott. It's a show. We're doing it. It's the 18th. I can't believe it. We're almost to February. What's that about? I don't get it.
Does that take care of all of the amazement that we're already more than halfway through the month? Is that kind of we just need like that on autoplay? We're crazy. Can't believe it's already the 18th. Oh my God. All right. Where's the
we may as well just get over it, right? We may as well just skip over it because I'm just going to be shocked until I'm dead. You know, I'll just be shocked about the passage of time until I fall over dead. And this is a fun question. Somebody asked me yesterday, and so I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
If you could, it's a little morbid thing to start out with, but whatever.
Oh God, one of these.
If you could choose,
lose a testicle or have to eat dog poop for the rest of your life.
Okay, not quite that bad.
That's the voice of the person who sent that in.
Here's the real question. Yeah, no, you did a good job impersonating his voice. So here's the real question. If you could choose the manner in which you pass from this mortal coil, what would it be? What preference do you have? Do you want to? Are you a in your sleep guy? Are you suddenly sitting there at the dinner table, just plop down in your mashed potatoes, or like what are you? What do you do? I
kind of like the one from Monty Python's The Meaning of Life with the guy who gets chased off of the edge of a cliff by a bunch of topless roller skating women.
Oh, right. That wasn't
That's
so
kind
bad.
of how I always imagined that I would go. It's basically a Saturday night at Ibbott's house.
Yeah, it's also very convenient because you went face down right into the grave, and so we don't have to do much work.
That's right. They just dug the hole and he landed right in there.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a cheat to say peacefully in my sleep?
No, I don't think so. I think that's fine.
Right.
I mean, I think that's probably what most people would say. The only worry I have about that is I kind of hope I know ahead of the sleep. This doesn't happen, I know, but I wish I could say, I know I'm going to die tonight, so I can say my goodbyes, so my wife doesn't wake up to a cold corpse next to her that probably pooped the bed, because that's what happens when you die. You know, something weird like that. I want it to be...
You want to be able to prepare the family.
Right. I don't want it to be a shock, is the main thing.
Well, I don't know. Do you, though? I mean... That makes those last, like, how are you going to get to sleep? Oh, man, I'm going to die in my sleep. Well, I'm just going to stay awake. Screw you, fate.
Yeah, give me my iPad. I got a game I can play until I fall asleep. Or, those normal things don't work for a sleepless night when you know that's the night you're going to die. It's not quite the same. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what I want. Yeah. I guess I'll just say whatever. I don't want a long, drawn-out thing. Yeah.
If we're not allowing the peaceful die in your sleep kind of cheat way answer, then I think some sort of explosion or something instantaneous.
You want to be vaporized, right? Just vaporized.
I want to be vaporized. I don't want to experience falling. I don't want to experience fire. I don't want to experience drowning. I don't want. I like this. I want quick, unexpected.
Painless.
Listen, it's going to be, we all know what it's going to be. It's going to be a Game of Thrones slot machine falling on top of me because I'm shaking it trying to get my dollar back.
Yep. Yeah, but that'll be quick. Maybe it'll be so heavy.
I don't know, it'll be slow. I'll just watch all the blue hairs coming over and taking quarters out of my plastic cup.
They're not there to help you. They're there to get your coins.
Just to yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's amazing.
How much do you think he's got on his player card?
But like a really nicely placed solar flare. I don't want everyone else to die, but if it could just focus on me, that's how I want to die. Just boof.
Yeah. Well, is it greedy for me to want everybody else to die when I die?
Yeah.
Because what does it matter to me?
Well, then you could go supernova. You could do supernova, poof.
Exactly. There
gone.
we go. Perfect.
Yeah, we're all gone at once. And if there's an afterlife, we'll all be hanging out wherever, and I can watch a couple of my friends who I know are going south, if you know what I'm saying. That's where they're headed. They're going to a very different place.
Yep, exactly. See you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Hope you pack some sunscreen.
Goodbye, guy whose name I won't say on the air. All right. Hey, a couple of things. So Jamie informed me over the weekend that he unearthed something I don't remember us doing. Now, you may remember it because, I don't know, Brian may have a better memory about this stuff than I do.
I do have a pornographic or photographic memory.
Right. Boobs, vaginas, penises, all of it.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining my joke.
Explain what pornography is?
Yeah, thanks.
The photographing of people's private parts. So he dug up this thing that Fletcher did, Scott Fletcher. Who does our intros? You heard him this morning, this whole thing.
The morning stream.
You know that guy? Great guy. Love him. He's amazing.
I think I remember him. Boy, it feels like it's been forever since I've seen him or heard anything new for any of our shows from him.
It's been a very long time. He's a very busy sort of man about town.
He is. He's got other things going. He actually has a real job.
Might be able to get him to come to Vegas, though, if we work on it. We might be able to get him there. Yeah. But anyway, I talked to someone else who, if it for sure happens, and we're planning like it is. I heard from someone last night who's coming, who people will be excited to hear about. So I'll tell you. Well,
here's my opinion of that whole thing. Yeah, I'm going that weekend.
Yeah, we're going to Vegas.
Yeah. Whether or not we have any other events besides the big one that we know about. Whether we have room deals at the plaza, whatever, that's all in the works. But if it doesn't happen, regardless, I'm going.
Here's how you guys should look at April. The end of April, Brian and Tina, Scott and Kim, possibly Carter if she wants to go, are all going to Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. If we have our 100% way, it will be a nicely planned TMS fun time.
Exactly.
But if it's not, then it'll just be a lot of masks and 4 friends hanging out. So it's happening regardless. So anyway,
it'll still be a lot of masks, and it'll either be a lot of masks and 4 friends hanging out together, or a lot of masks and 50 friends hanging out together.
Yeah, either way, masks. Jeannie says she'll never go to Vegas no matter when it is. No, we know, Jeannie, and we're sad about it because we'd love to see you there, but I get it. Vegas isn't for everyone.
And J.K. Grammer, the question, the Dallas thing is still being decided right now by smarter people than Scott and I. So.
Yes, there's some fluctuation there. We don't know on that, but Vegas, we're going to Vegas
smarter
regardless.
People, I mean, our wives are helping make the decision.
Our better halves are having a real meeting. All right, so check this out. I'm going to play this. I don't remember this.
Yes.
You might, and if you do, you'll say so. But,
okay. So far, this doesn't sound familiar.
Fletcher reading some fan fiction is how this is listed. And I don't remember him doing this, so maybe this is new and we never played it. Although Jamie found it, so we must have. So here it is.
Something extraordinary was happening to Ted Cruz. As his finger traveled down the sticky, laminated length of Fieri's chaos theory of a menu, he felt something stirring in his loins.
Hi, I'm Guy Fieri,
he said, rolling the consonant sensually, not at all obnoxiously, over his wet, narrow sea worm of a tongue.
Welcome to Flavor Town, my man.
Cruz licked his thin, disquieting lips, attempting to dislodge the white ooze that had congealed there in his panic. Little did he know that censored, not saying that censored, fateful night. They knew it had to happen in the dumpster, amidst the ruins Fieri had created, amidst the soft filth beds of oversalted linguine, the dried rivers of donkey and blue sobe sauce covering their thrusting bodies like the fluid of the womb. And thrust they did. Their censored sight of horrors that would melt the face of any onlooker with its pasty glare.
I don't remember this at all.
Wow, I don't remember that either. So Guy Fieri and Ted Cruz fanfic that's recent enough to cover the white stuff in the corner of Ted Cruz's mouth.
Yeah, so that would have been 2016 when that debate happened. So it's enough time. So somewhere between 2016 and now, this got played. I don't remember this.
Yeah, no, I don't either. Was this a fever dream, or did it sounds like the worst Mad Libs ever?
Yeah, or maybe we got it and never played it, or maybe
I don't know. Well, Jamie had to have heard it. I don't know where. Yeah, we'll have to find out where he heard it. That's crazy.
What it is, dude. But it's really gnarly. So we both are in awe and apologize for what we played.
We know what we did, and we're sorry.
We're a little bit sorry about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on. Jay wanted to say something. Jay Fantastic.
Fantastic.
You're about to see him in a couple weeks.
I am, and B4 Tank Girl, which is
nice.
The first time in 10 years I've seen B4 Tank Girl.
Oh my gosh, a decade. All right, well, he wrote in. He says, usually I get to listen while I'm at work and trying to be in the chat as much as possible, but I've unfortunately missed the segment on Thursday when you talked about Dat Dog, the place with hot dogs in New Orleans.
Right.
He says, I knew Brian would have his trepidations, but I suggested it because who wants to eat it?
When I suggested
it. Yeah, when I suggested it. Because who wants to eat a hot dog when they're in a city like New Orleans? Who is world renowned for their food? So I thought I'd share just a few items available on the menu. Please try not to drool over yourselves when you read these. All right. First one. Okay. I'm going to say Rougarou.
I would think Rougarou.
Rougarou?
Like Baton Rouge, like because they have a French speaking population. Cajun is evolved from French, so rouge is red.
Could be red roux or red sauce.
Yeah.
Alligator sausage, grilled onions, Creole mustard, tomatoes, jalapenos, barbecue sauce, and bacon. Oh my Lord. Okay. I would eat that. Alligator sauce. That may sound weird, alligator meat. It's fantastic. It's so good.
It is really good.
Yeah. If you've never had good alligator, I don't know what to tell you. Crawfish etouffee, dog. Crawfish sausage, crawfish etouffee, sour cream, onions, tomato, Creole mustard. Again, these are hot dogs, everybody.
I know, and I think that, like, just reading through these, I think that's the one I'm already landing on.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. I mean, that's a lot of crawfish to make a sausage out of it because there's so little meat.
Crawfish sausage and then crawfish etouffee. Yeah, because crawfish meat, this critter, this ugly mini lobsterite.
Yeah.
That that's so big, great. And then you're not getting anything out of the claws. You rip off the head. You're not getting really anything out of that. You suck it, but you don't get anything out of it. No. And then you have this little tiny bit of tail meat. Crawfish is the great sham of the.
It is. You love everything about it.
Great sham of the sea.
You love it, but by the time it's done, you're like, well, wait, that was nothing. Give me 500
exactly.
more. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
it's crazy. And don't send your emails. We know they're not in the sea. Okay, we know they come from
lakes and rivers and
bogs,
stuff.
And it's way grosser than what you probably think.
I did want to say the great sham of the lake.
Right, the sham of the lake. Coming to Shudder exclusively next fall. The Sham of the Lake.
The Sham of the Lake.
Here's another one. A son of a saint dog, a.k.a. the spicy son. It is Vaucresson? Hot sausage?
I don't know that.
Don't know what that is either. Bacon, sour cream, grilled onions, tomatoes, and barbecue sauce. The Guinness Special, Irish Guinness sausage. This sounds like something you'd like. Anadoli sauce. Am I saying that right?
Andouille. Andouille sausage, like it's in your jambalaya.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now I know that name. Onions, shredded cheese, cheddar cheese, bacon, and yellow mustard. These are just a few to name, he says. Yes.
The fact that 3 out of the 4 of these contain bacon feels like, all right, well, yeah, they figured out what is fantastic on a hot dog is bacon.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm telling you. This sounds freaking fantastic. He also says anybody coming to New Orleans and doesn't want to wait in a horribly long line at Café du Monde or Decatur Street, with all the hundreds and hundreds of tourists, the pro move is to go to Café du Monde in the Riverwalk Mall cafeteria, in which there is never a line, and you can get your coffee and beignets and sit outside on the terrace and watch riverboats go by. So there's a cool tip. Nice tip.
Done, and done.
Love
that.
Love the snow globe, Jason. Well, Jason, thank you for the tips. Also, please send all that food here because that sounds great.
Exactly. Will it keep? Just, make sure it's piping hot. Put it in a thermos.
Yeah.
And,
I wonder if you could. There's probably not a great way to ship it, but I would love it if they could. It's not like those pizzas that we get from Barry. They freeze, but these don't so much. Yeah. Anyway, that's awesome. I'm jealous that you're going to get to see those guys and hang out. That's a cool town. But again, one street over, you'll get murdered. So just be careful. Is all I'm saying.
I know. We're definitely going to be, if we're doing French Quarter, it's during the day. I mean, Bourbon Street any time of day is fine.
Yeah, Bourbon Street's fine during the day. Go there at night, it gets a little sketchy. Things get.
And
weird.
we're not going to make any bets that that some kid is going to be able to tell me where I got my shoes.
No,
I know that trick.
Yeah, that's an old that old trick. Can't be You can get trick Brian once. That's on you.
Fool me once, you're not gonna fool me again.
That's right. This is the place where I saw that dude or that lady stumble out of her house onto the main street looking for her needle because she was desperate for another hit.
Oh, jeez.
And it was starting to get dark, and I had kids with me, and I was probably 24, and we had Kim's kid sister and brothers with her. And we got lost. We were trying to find our way back, and the darker it gets, the weirder New Orleans gets. And man, I thought we were all gonna die that night. It was so bad.
Wow. Yeah.
But
Nolans gonna Nolans.
Yeah, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. And maybe you can catch a Jazz game. Oh, I'm sorry, they moved to Utah.
Oh yeah, that's
a shame.
That happened. Or a Saints game.
Oh, they're no good. Just
season's over.
Actually, it would be cool it'd be fun to see the Saints. What's their Coliseum called? Is it just called the Coliseum? Whatever it is. It's where all the people.
They're still in the playoffs. Yeah, what am I talking about?
Oh, are they in the playoffs? I thought they were out.
They're still in the playoffs. The Superdome, the Caesar Superdome.
You ought to. I don't know how you'd get in there, but I'm fascinated by that because that was the place where everybody kind of went during Katrina to find shelter.
Right.
And it's notorious for that whole thing. And to see it now or just see it normally would be just a trip. I don't know why. I just want to see that.
Yeah.
I want to go in there.
Yeah.
All right. There's that.
Oh, the Saints are out? Okay. I thought they were in the playoffs, but I guess not. Oh, sorry, Saints. Oh, sorry, Saints fans.
That's too bad. What are you going to do with your fleur-de-lis celebration, fleur-de-lis?
That's right. Exactly. Beignets are just funnel cakes, says Jonathan. Well, they are. Every culture and cuisine has a deep fried dough equivalent, whether it's sopapillas or beignets or like what is the dumpling? That's not dumplings, but pierogies.
Pierogies. You can do sweet pierogies. Yeah, totally can do that. I like a beignet more than most. Probably it's that powdered sugar. Don't breathe in while you're eating it, or else you're gonna hack away on
like
it.
Crazy.
Yep. Nobody wants you coughing in a public place during this time that we're in. But yeah, beignets are amazing if they're done right. If they're too oiled up,
yeah, yes, exactly. No, it can't be too greasy. Yeah, no, not pierogies. I know those are the potato dumplings. There's another one that's actually dough, and I can't remember what it is. But,
my daughter's been steaming buns, Japanese buns.
Oh, like bao buns? Yeah.
And there's like a little Goo-Ball in the middle of it, and then on the outside it's that very nice doughy whatever. Mm-hmm. And she has the round basket type thing with the lid, like very traditional way of making it.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Oh my God, I'm sure.
I feel like I get 2 pounds on me every time I eat one. I got to stop doing that. Brian, tell me about the Tim Burton, Danny Elfman thing. I want to know about this.
Yeah, so it's been a while, but this happened after the last episode of TMS, so just super quick. So this thing is traveling around. I looked it up, and they're going to like Columbus and Chicago and Hartford and other places, but is the music of Tim Burton, or the music of Danny Elfman for the Tim Burton films. I had forgotten how many Tim Burton films Danny Elfman did the music for, right? You remember all the big ones like Nightmare Before Christmas and Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands and stuff like that, but I forget about things like Planet of the Apes, Dark Shadows, some of those lesser known ones, Frank and Weenie, of course.
Did he do? I mean, he's done almost all of them. Like he did what's that one I love so much with Ewan McGregor in it, and the name
Big
is
Fish.
Big Fish.
Yeah,
music's
Big
great
Fish,
in
so
that movie.
good.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep. Anyway, there's this traveling thing that's going through like the concert hall circuit, the symphony circuit, and it's a conducted symphony doing the music of Tim Burton films, Danny Elfman music from Tim Burton films. And here's the best part of it is Danny Elfman comes out for all of the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff and sings all of the Jack parts himself. And the dude still can perform in front of a crowd like
great.
nobody's business. It's just amazing. He is so good. And he chews up the stage, and then for an encore he comes back out after Alice in Wonderland comes back out and does the Oogie Boogie song.
Oh, nice.
Which he wrote, but obviously didn't perform in the film, but he's super proud of that. So this was on, I found this out, Jeannie, she's right, this was on PBS 5 or 6 years ago at the Met, I think. I can't remember, but I looked online to see if that was streaming anywhere, because it looks like the same thing, right down to Sandra, this amazing electroviolinist that just tears up the stage. She's so great. But it is, if you can find it online, great performances, I think, is the...
Oh, so this probably exists somewhere. Could track this down.
Probably exists somewhere, and maybe somebody's Plex server has it. But regardless, if it comes to your town, go. Don't hesitate, just go.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. It feels like something to absolutely see. And was this this wasn't a mystery date, it was just sort of a date.
Nope.
Right?
Yeah, Tina had January, and I bought these tickets back in like September, October of last year, knowing that she'd have January, so she knew about it. I've got February. I don't know what I'm going to do for February, honestly. I'm taking her to friggin' New Orleans. Doesn't that count?
Yeah, that counts.
That
counts.
date?
It's not a mystery, but it counts. But there's all sorts of mystery stuff going on in New Orleans, so it's kind of
there really is. Yeah, exactly.
You'll be
I'll just
fine.
take her to a cemetery. She'll love that.
Well, that sounds great. I'm jealous of this. I will try to track that in that PBS thing, or see it if it comes to town. I don't know if it is. There's probably some tour information somewhere. So
probably this was one of those events where not even like a recent test, you had to be vaccinated to get in there, and masks the entire time.
Yeah.
And they were on it. Like I only saw one person who was trying to get away with the mask under the nose kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the usher was like on top of it. They didn't have that thing down under their nose for more than like 2 minutes before somebody was over there saying, "Sir, you got to pull that up over your nose."
Yeah.
So
That's you know what I like about that? That's somebody who understands that they are a private business and are empowered to enforce whatever rules they want within the space of their business.
Public, I could do what I want.
Yeah, you can.
Nope.
You absolutely
You're not
have. I love it when they feel empowered, because they need to.
Yes.
They don't need to tiptoe around Karens and Brads and Chads or whoever the hell they are. Just do it. You run it like your business. Whatever your rules are, you just do it.
Exactly. Yep.
There's
Just follow the rules. Whatever the rules of the place I'm in, whether it's somebody's house or somebody's business, just follow the rules.
It's not the government suppressing your speech. It's you following a rule. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Freaking.
That's right. Exactly.
Penis is out, you're out. You know, that kind of thing. Is that a rule? Did I make that up?
I still like the Karens and Brads and Chads. Karens and Brads and Chads.
I'm sorry, Brads, Chads, and Karens, really, for how you've been treated over the last couple of years. It's not really fair. All right, we're going to do some news, and it's going to be great. Speaking of PBS.
Yeah, no kidding.
Little PBS music there for you. All right, hey, it's the news, and it's brought to you by
13peppersbyralph.com is having a sale to move the last of his inventory. He specializes in hot pepper seeds. Don't eat the seeds, eat the hot peppers that grow from the seeds, people. The hotter the better. And if you use the code TMS at checkout, you'll receive an additional discount of 15% off the sale price just for being a fellow Tadpooligan listener. So, if you have it in your heart to help out a fellow nerd, please visit the site 13peppersbyralph.com. Put the number 13, but then spell out everything else, peppersbyralph.com. Also, follow him on Instagram, 13peppersbyralph, and YouTube, where it's just shortened to 13 Peppers for all of his fun stuff.
13 Peppers.
13 Peppers. It's my favorite Ashton Kutcher movie.
Oh, it's so good. Anthony Kiedis made a special guest starring role on 13
did.
Peppers.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
Yes.
him and
That's
Flea.
too many peppers.
Speaking of penises out, Flea, I still can never get as much as I loved that 1999 Woodstock documentary, but I can't get the vision of Flea performing naked out of my head. I can't. It won't go away.
Wow.
It's just forever in my head as this nasty, pasty white, nasty Flea on the side of the thing playing his bass like a freak show with his wiener flopping around. I just can't do it. All right, let's move on to this story here. Canon, they make the copiers and
explosives.
The phone.
Oh, that Canon.
Yeah,
okay.
that Canon. They make mostly we know them for their cameras and stuff, but they also make copiers and printers and stuff like that. Sure. Well, they can't get enough toner chips. So, because of the chip shortage.
Toner chips. It just sounds like something somebody would send us to eat on the show.
Oh, yeah, toner chips.
Try
These are so good.
chips.
Yeah, they'll help you slim down and taste great at the same time.
Exactly.
So they're telling their customers how to defeat the DRM that the chips are for. This is great. For years, printers have been encumbered with digital rights management systems that prevent users from buying third-party ink and toner cartridges. Printer companies have claimed that their chip-enabled cartridges can enhance the quality and performance of their equipment and provide the best customer service and protect the printers from counterfeit and third-party ink cartridges. Basically, it's just their way of making you buy the shit through them and not some third party who's cheaper. Anyway, they can't get them. And so because they can't get these chips, they have told people how to win and how to make it work and bypass it, which kind of screws them for the future because now you can just bypass the current gen. They'd have to wait for a whole new round to redo your thing to make it not bypassable anymore.
By the way, please download our new firmware. We're not going to tell you what it does.
Yeah, exactly. Here's their exact thing. They say, due to the worldwide continuing shortage of semiconductor components, Canon is currently facing challenges in procuring certain electronic components that are used in our consumables for multifunction printers, or MFPs. A Canon, this is in German, but they translated it. In order to ensure a continuous and reliable supply of consumables, they have decided to supply consumables with a semiconductor component until the normal supply takes place again. Anyway, here's how you do it. The software on these printers comes with a relatively simple way to defeat them. Depending on the model, when an error message occurs after inserting the toner, you can press either I agree, close, or OK. When the user presses the button, the world does not end. Rather, Canon says that the users can go ahead and use the third-party thing, no negative effects. That's literally the bypass. Hit the OK button. Lame.
Press OK.
Lame.
That's hilarious.
Lame.
Is there another company that has something that's like DRM protected that we feel like could do the same sort of thing if there was a shortage?
The Keurigs or the
the pods,
Nespresso pods. Yeah, I think they all have something.
Do they have you can't use? I thought you could use third-party pods in a Keurig without a problem.
No. Let's see. Is that true now? I thought they had to be licensed.
I didn't think so, but maybe
it's just the Keurig 2, because the Keurig 1 you could use whatever, and then let's see. Keurig DRM I'll look for.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Merrick Prime confirms. Yeah, with the older ones you could use any pod, but now the newer ones require the specific Keurig.
Well, and here's the thing that says here's a super easy way to get around their DRM restrictions. See, your old pods and K-cups don't work, but now you can fix that. It says special ink. Hold on. Okay, there's some. Okay, you have to put a little tape on something. It looks like it's easy though. Is the point?
You probably just put print the UPC code on a piece of tape and then just put it.
Stick it
whatever
on your cup.
Pod you want to use, then take it off, put it on the next pod you want to use.
Yeah, there's probably that's funny.
Do you those Coinstar machines that you find in grocery stores and Kmart's and Targets and things like that, where you take all your change, dump it in there, and then they give you cash, but they take a 7% cut. Or if you do an Amazon gift card, then they give you the full amount.
Right.
There's the way to get around those. If the cord that goes to the nearby phone port, because these have a modem in it that talk back to the mothership. So if you once you put your money in and it says, okay, would you like cash? It's going to cost you 7%. You unplug the modem cord and say okay. And then when it can't communicate with the mothership, then it gives you the full amount like it would on an Amazon gift card for cash.
No way.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Just who knew that if you just unplug it from the server,
just
that
unplug
thing's
it
that
from
dumb.
the modem, the phone, the phone port. You can't talk to.
I haven't seen one of these in ages. Are they still around? I guess they probably are.
I think they are, yeah, and they're probably more important than ever because the coin shortage that we had last year. These guys probably they probably pay you more. They probably give you a 7% bonus if you bring your change to
Oh yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. I'll bet the newer ones, like the ones that are in store, they probably started doing Wi-Fi or something. Like
probably. You'd think that they'd have to figure out some alternative way of doing it.
Yeah, and it wouldn't cost them much more to do that. But well, anyway,
it's like the old weld a quarter to a piece of stiff wire and keep playing Pac-Man as much as you want.
Yeah, we had people. So when my dad ran arcades in the 80s, he used to have. We'd open them up. Sometimes the machine would get jammed or whatever, right? So you'd have to go fix it. And most of the time, jamming was just like, there's just a quarter that fell weird, or this guy put a Canadian
stuck to it accidentally or something.
Yeah, sticky, or a Canadian quarter doesn't work or whatever.
Right.
And he'd go clear them out. Sometimes you'd walk up to the machine and you'd see a wire like sticking out of the coin thing.
Sticking out of the.
Yeah. So you'd have to open that all up and extract it. It was always really hard to get those out.
I'm sure.
But you can still. I think they probably still work in some cases. I think a lot of those mechanisms are a lot more sensitive now. And even now, if you go to any arcade now, it's all put your money in a machine and get tokens. So.
Right, or a card. Swipe your card to play this.
Oh
game
yeah, the card swipes. Yeah, I forgot about that. Kind of makes me want to go play in an arcade. All right.
Me too.
Here's we like lists, right? You like lists? You into that?
You like lists, Scott? Hey, we'll
Okay.
go play in an arcade in Vegas. We'll go to the pinball museum.
Oh hell yeah!
The brand new location.
Yeah, isn't it closer to the Strip or something, or where is it now?
It's right. Yeah, just a little bit south of across the street from Mandalay Bay. So.
Oh, I'm super into that. Let's do that. Okay, these are the top 50 food chains in America, ranked by popularity.
Ranked by what?
By popularity, according to eatthisnotthat.com.
Okay, all right. So, we know Subway has the most locations, but they're not highly ranked.
Correct.
They're highly ranked.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's not about numbers or availability. It's just like you said. It's if people like them or not. So number 50 is one I've never heard of. And I'm just going to rip through these because there's 50 of them. But checkers and rallies. Do you have that? Is that a thing?
Oh, we don't have checkers and rallies out here. That's an East Coast southern thing, right? All over Georgia and Florida and
sounds really good.
The Carolinas.
It's like burgers and wings and stuff like that. Number 49, Jamba Juice. Number 48, Einstein Brothers Bagels. We have a bunch of those here.
Weird to call Jamba Juice a fast food restaurant because
do they have more than just smoothies?
There, right?
They got like I don't know what else
they
have.
have bowls. You can get an acai bowl.
Oh,
okay.
I don't think it counts. Right. I don't think it counts. I think it shouldn't be on this list, but whatever.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Einstein Brothers Bagels, Carvel. It's an ice cream shop.
Carvel, yeah, where you get your Fudgy the Whale ice cream cake.
Never heard of this. That's a new one. Carvel. Is that they have those in Denver somewhere?
Nope, no Carvel's. I think Carvel's another East Coast, or Carvel as another East Coast thing.
All right, Sbarro, the big pizza joint there in the mall.
Oh, I like Sbarro. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
When are these guys going to expand beyond malls? Right.
Well, there's an image here of one that's
looks like a street corner.
Yeah, I can't tell where.
Maybe that's just a street corner in a mall because there is OSHA approved fencing on the very top of that image.
Yeah, there's another restaurant up top with seating. So
yeah, I think that's
probably what that is. Number 45, Shake Shack. We got our first one of those 2 years ago. Wingstop, they're okay. Whataburger, still don't have one of those. They got the Wonder Woman
Texas,
logo. Yeah. Look at that logo. They're ripping off Wonder Woman.
It is. They really are ripping off Wonder Woman.
How do you
Why don't we call it Wonder Burger or something?
Yeah, how do they? How you get away with
there's
that?
a school too. What's the school? Is it West Virginia UVW? And there's a school that uses that stack of W's as well.
The stripy W. I don't know.
Yeah, shoot.
University of
Somebody'll-
Wisconsin, where Wieners are us. I have no idea.
Yeah, J.C. Calhoun, West Virginia. Yeah, they're confirming West Virginia.
All right. Firehouse Subs, number 42. Church's Chicken at 41. I'm just thinking about how much Claire loves us talking about food. I'm really enjoying this.
None of these are vegan place. Well, maybe
Nope.
Jamba Juice is a
Maybe
vegan place.
Jamba, yeah. You might be able to not have meat in your smoothie. Jersey Mike's is on here. We like them.
Yeah. Should we jump to the top 20?
Yeah,
Or
you
no, I
know,
guess we got time. We can talk about a few more of these.
I don't know. Some of these are weird, like Long John Silver's. Jack in the Box should not
We
be
don't
on
have
here.
those out here anymore, as far as I know. Long John Silver's.
We used to, but we don't anymore. Nathan's Famous and In-N-Out at 33. That seems not as high as you'd think. The way people talk about it.
It seems appropriately high.
It does to me too. I think they're overrated. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
But,
I'm glad we haven't gotten to Freddy's yet. So that's good. I'm holding out for Freddy's being high on the list.
Okay, now I'm going to jump down to the top 10, and this will really be the ones we care about here. So according to this, number 10, Taco Bell. Bing! Run for the border. All right.
By the way, how many tacos have you gotten with your taco pass?
4 total.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think I'm
at 3, so you're doing all right.
kind of tired of them, if I'm honest. I don't want to run out.
Really? Okay.
I don't want to run out and get another one today. I think I'm good for a bit. I don't know. I didn't even tell you the story. This is so funny.
Ooh, good. All right.
So we went to get another one. I guess it would have been my 5th on Saturday, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And we did it on the app ahead of time, right? Like you're supposed to.
Yeah, like you have to.
Had a reward and some other stuff. So got it all in the app. It said, great, congratulations. Come by the location, blah, 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 and pick it up. And so we did. And we pull up there, and there's a giant cone that's blocking the drive-up.
Drive-through? Oh, no.
I'm like, well, wait a minute. It says drive-up only. Go check the door. So we check the door. Lobby's closed. Drive-up's open. It says, yes, we're open, but nobody's in there. It's like completely abandoned. Like no one. And so
Really?
we still
Okay.
don't, to this moment, I still don't know what happened. Like, was there an emergency? Did they have a shutdown because some employee exploded? Or I don't know what happened. So there was nothing you could do.
Oh, no.
And the app didn't know. The app's not, their systems aren't talking to each other. So the app has no idea. So we have to cancel that. And then it's like, well, why would you cancel? We're making it. And I'm like, no, you're not. There's no one even in there.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
So that was really weird. So we went to Del Taco because I was in the mood. Got
Did
that
you get your
instead.
rewards? Did you go to Del Taco and say, hey, do you guys accept Taco Lovers Pass from Taco Bell?
I'll bet somebody's asked them that. You know someone
bet,
has.
yes.
And that was a bad day for everybody when they asked that.
Yeah.
That sucks. But anyway, whatever they did, they left, and that was it, and it sucked. So we were annoyed. Let's see, Chick-fil-A.
I hope you got your rewards back.
Oh, we did. They finally let the cancellation go through, but it took a while, and it was like looking weird. Like we had to call them and say, it was weird.
Wow.
Chick-fil-A number 9, number 8, Peeza Hutt.
Peeza Hutt.
Yeah, Peeza Hutt. They're in there.
Pizza the Hut.
Pizza the Hut. 7, Arby's. You got a little Arby's on you. Yeah.
God, I wish we had an Arby's closer.
Do you not have?
Arby's.
I have so many here close. It's way too close.
Yeah.
I wish they were
Closest
further
one
away.
is about 15 minutes, probably 15 minutes away.
I wish they were further away from me. Number 6, Dunkin' Donuts. Bleh.
I don't know how you call that a fast food place because all they sell are donuts.
Well, they do donuts. Don't they have other? They got other junk, right? Like other desserty things. But you're right. It's not really. It's not a food chain. It's
and I would argue the next one on the list has the same damn thing.
Yeah,
they have sandwiches, Vitalogy. Okay, all right.
Cinnabon. Cinnabon. Do they have anything but cinnamon buns?
Cinnabon doesn't have anything besides buns. Come on.
Yeah, and it's all sweet. It's not a book of pizza. What? How the pizza? All these guys are talking about.
I think bagel sandwiches are still Dunkin' Donuts talk.
Oh well, if that's okay, well that's fine there. But Cinnabon, you'd have a hard time convincing me there. That's a weird one. Yeah. Wendy's, fine, whatever. Number 4, Square Burgers. Okay, that's what you get there. And Bacon Fest, whatever Bacon Fest is.
Right.
Krispy Kreme, number 3. Again, what are you getting there?
Pretty singular focus there. You're definitely not getting anything besides donuts and coffee there, right?
Yeah.
No breakfast sandwiches at Krispy Kreme.
And a logo that looks like the 50s called and want it back,
That's right.
One of those.
Yeah.
Baskin Robbins, number 2. Again.
Oh.
It's ice cream, man. Now, the last one I guess I can kind of get, and I do like a good place like this, or I like a good Dairy Queen, but Dairy Queen, number one.
Fraser. Yeah.
They got burgers and, and they got everything.
I was really hoping, I was holding out for a Freddy's somewhere on this list. I'm doing a search. There's no Freddy's to be found.
Nope.
Eater.
Nope.
Or eatthisnotthat.com. What is the deal?
What's the deal?
Absence of Freddy's.
There's no McDonald's either. Hold on. Yep, they didn't put McDonald's in here.
Yeah.
There's no Burger
King. Yeah,
King.
there was in the 14.
There was?
14. Yeah.
Did I spell McDonald's wrong?
Yeah, you probably did.
I probably did. Oh, I did. I spelled
no
it.
A.
I put McDonald's.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's no A.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, that was number 14.
For the place with the golden circles. What's the? Looking for McDougal's.
Mrs. Fields is on here. I guess McDowell's. I couldn't find it. A&W, KFC, Burger King is on the list. Sonic's on here. I can't believe Freddy's isn't on here. And also Five Guys deserves to be way better on that
Five
list.
Guys should be up here. So the way that they figure out the popularity, you can't use this algorithm, whatever algorithm they're using, because they're basically saying, "Ooh, when you're in the mood for ice cream, Dairy Queen and Baskin Robbins are the number one places people go."
Yep.
But fast food is, you get your tacos, burgers, your subs, your whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever food
chicken,
you can make fast.
Fried chicken, etc. Yeah.
I don't know about this list.
I don't know about this list. I'm not sure I'm a fan of this list.
Yeah, this list. Yeah, I don't know about this
list.
Not
sure.
Here's what I am sure about. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Bill Duran will join us. I have an email for him, which I really like. And then he'll tell us some other stuff. So it's making stuff with Bill. And then, of course, Bobby will be here with a science segment. So stick around for all that fun coming up right after this song break. Hey, Brian, why don't you tell me what song it is?
Sure. Well, we may not have Brian Dunaway on today's show, but South Carolina is getting represented, as well as Equal Vision Records. Big thanks to them for sending this over to me. An indie rock quartet called All Get Out. I'm hungry as all get out after that last article. ALL Get Out. They have a brand new couple of songs. First ones that they've released since their album No Bouquet in 2018. We're going to listen to the second one that sounds like, initials that are short for something. It stands for. Here is DFR by the band All Get Out.
All right, here we go, everybody. I'm playing it now. If I could just find the damn thing. All right, here it is. All right, enjoy this. We'll be back in a moment.
I was supposed to do everything that I could do to encourage and support the children in the telling of these yucky secrets. And the more yucky secrets they were able to tell, the more stickers they got for that day. So the kids were real motivated to do this as well.
What the f*** was that?
Go f*** a refrigerator, Peckerneck. This is the Morning Stream.
And we're back. Please tell me one more time what that indie in the middle was.
Sure, that is the brand new song DFR from the band All Get Out.
All Get Out. Man,
I'm Get Out.
Tired as all get out here.
Exactly. ALL Get Out.
I did kind of sleep all right last night for the first time in I feel like a month. I don't know what was going on there with me, but
yeah, I woke up at about 4:15, 4:30 this morning and never got back to sleep.
Time for milking? What'd you do? Did you get up?
Time for milking. Time to make the donuts. I had to go work at one of the top donut fast food restaurants in America.
Well, according to this list, that would be correct.
Yeah.
All right. Well, none of that matters. What matters now most is that we get old Punish Props boy himself in here, Mr. Bill Duran.
Sure.
And when he answers, I
want to know what he's been making lately. What's
he
been making?
Probably some things.
Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
Bill Duran from punishprops.com. Hello and welcome to your Tuesday slot. How are you? Oh, I don't hear him.
Oh, no, we do not hear Bill. Bill needs to make a microphone.
Now we do. You're unmuted now. Hello.
There we go.
Mutation.
I'm going to unplug my microphone.
Oh.
I blame a cat.
Mark! You got your wife and your cat, and that's all you can blame. Yeah, it's always blame the cat. Hey, Bill, it's good to have you here. Now, I got to start things off today with a question we got from a guy who calls himself Father Dorcas. Okay?
All right. I like it.
And I didn't warn you about this question, and it's not one that I don't think needs any warning, but I love it. So here it is. Hey, Bill, If you ever had to defend your home from invaders, which of your replicas would you use to do it? Says Father Dorcas. Yeah. So what do you think of that? What do you think there? What would you do? Pull what sword or which device or whatever would you pull off that wall and then fight to the death with?
Okay, first of all, I'm under no illusion that would ever happen or that I would do anything useful. However, in the closet next to my bed is a small replica of the sword Sting from The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's a real metal sword.
Yeah.
It's not a good one, but it's there. And I haven't thought about a plan, but if something goes bump in the night, that's the first thing I'm grabbing.
Okay, so you got a little short sword, and it is metal, like
It is,
okay.
yeah, and it would hurt if you got clobbered with it. But if I sword fought someone with it, it might break. It's one you would get at the mall, let's say.
Oh, I like it. One of those Asian mall replica store things.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
I like those places.
Next to a monkey that spits incense smoke at you. Yeah.
I like those places because I don't know why. Actually, I just kind of like window shopping there. I never buy anything there, but I just love looking at all that stupid stuff.
No, there's definitely something fun about those places.
It makes me. It reminds me when I was 15, and that was my world.
Yeah.
Pointy metal things, swords and daggers were the coolest thing ever. So when I see a shop like that, that's what I think.
Yeah, you can't avoid it.
15-year-old Bill would love this place.
Of course you would, yeah. Well, that's awesome. All right, so this guy was probably hoping you were going to pull some, Fallout gun off the wall or something like that. But nope, just a sword.
No,
just a sword,
I've had this plan for a while.
Yeah, you've had this plan. Your plan seems to be put sword next to me, grab if needed. Yeah, that's
the entirety of the plan.
I like it. Well, Bill, welcome to the show. Hey, you probably got a little making stuff advice for us today. What's going on?
Sure do. Got a new video over on our website. You guys played Inscription yet?
Yes, it's awesome.
Oh, you're gonna like the new video.
Yeah, it's very good. It's like so Brian knows it's like a Slay the Spire, but very different. It's one of the most unique stylistic takes on deck building and card battlers I've seen in years. It's crazy.
Cool. Yeah.
Crazy game.
So I would describe it as like a card game with some puzzle elements and a lot of mysteries to discover. And I recommend the game, and I recommend going into it without looking anything up and just figure everything out as you go. I
love that kind of thing.
Weird. It's a little creepy, but there's a wacky story to unfold, and I really enjoyed it. Brittany and I both really enjoyed it. Yeah. And there are a lot of objects. So you have this card game that you play, and there are a lot of objects associated with both the card game and the puzzles. So we made the squirrel in a bottle. Wow. It's a squirrel card. You use squirrel cards in the game. Every once in a while, you need an extra squirrel. You grab your squirrel in a bottle and break it open, and you get another card.
Yeah, it's a very weird mechanic, but it works.
It is.
Yeah.
And as soon as we saw it, we had to have one.
Yeah.
So we made one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
I don't see the video on the site yet. Is it not up yet?
I'm not sure. It's over on our YouTube channel for sure.
I don't see it there either. Your uploads say it was... Oh, hold on. Yeah, the latest one is a EVA foam deal.
That's weird. I see it. I see it.
I don't know why I don't see it. All right, well, I'll figure it out. Anyway.
All right.
Continue on. Date added. Oh, no, that's oldest. Hold on. Date newest. I'm gonna find it. No, it still says your EVA phone from 9 months ago.
You could just give us a link either in our Discord.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. That'd be a good idea. I don't know why I don't see it though. It's funky.
So we started the whole thing. I'll grab a link here in a moment. We started the whole thing with a real glass bottle. Brittany found one on Amazon that was like perfect. It was the right size, the right shape. And then, of course, we needed the card art. And someone on YouTube not YouTube, just the internet. Here, link in chat. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Cool.
Someone on the internet grabbed all the card art, put it together so that you could print it out in case anyone wanted to play the card game at home, which is another thing you could do. I thought that was really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we decided to just use that card art, print it out, and make our own cards that look real.
Sure.
So we have this really nice parchment paper, really fancy for fancy letters. Mm-hmm. We printed it out on that front and back. And then I used a spray glue. Super 77 is a really good spray glue. It's like a rattle can of paint, only it sprays out, glue.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, so sprayed a thin layer of glue on the back of the paper that we printed out and glued the fronts and backs together to make the full card. And that also made the card stiffer, more like a playing card and less like a sheet of paper, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we made the cards. Just cut them out. And then we had to get them in the bottle. We probably spent the most time on that.
I'll bet, because I was going to say, you either have to roll it up and jam it down there and then fiddle, or you got to pop the bottom out like they do with some of those ships, or this seems hard, difficult.
Yeah, we went with option A, which was to roll the card up, stuff it in there, and then spend a while with some tweezers just sort of massaging the card back into flat.
So it didn't stay rolled up.
Yeah, it took a little while, but it worked out really well. And the card's a little disheveled, but that really helps sell the look. These are supposed to look old and gnarly.
I suspect, by the way, some people in the chat are like, hey, where do I get this game? Right now it's on PC. It's coming. There's rumors it's coming to tablets and some other stuff, but as it stands right now, it's a PC game. Sorry, Bill. Go ahead. Continue.
Oh, yeah. And then the other thing we wanted to do is make this thing look nice and old and dirty. The first thing I did is I took some pigment powder. We have all these different colored pigment powders I usually use for dirtying up clothing and stuff.
Yeah.
I took a brown, and it looks like dust, right? Like dark brown dust. And I dusted the inside of the bottle a little bit to make it look like it's been filled and refilled and emptied a whole lot of times. There's just some grime stuck in there. And then the outside of the bottle, we wanted it to look all old and cloudy. So we used Mod Podge, which is a PVA glue, kind of like Elmer's glue.
Sure.
We just wetted that down or thinned that down with a little water and then dabbed it on with a paper towel to make the outside of the bottle look all cloudy and dirty. I put some of that pigment powder in there too to make it look a little bit tinted of color. And it really, once it dries, it really sells the effect that this bottle has been sitting on a shelf for like 50 years.
Oh yeah,
it definitely
it looks ancient. And I see there's a part here where you're explaining how you achieved it with a slider of glass or of plastic or something, and you're basically like, yeah, that's really cool. I like it when you do that in your videos.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I wanted to figure out the right mixture, so I added some baby powder to the Mod Podge to make it a little more matte, and I needed to figure out how much to add. So we did some tests on a piece of clear acrylic there, so we would know what the final product looked like.
That's awesome.
I was able to dial it in.
And look at you throwing just a little color in there.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that powder, the inside powder, pigment powder, looks like spores of some plant that your mom told you not to mess around with.
Oh, definitely.
Those brown
and if you sneeze near it, it's just gonna cloud through the whole room. That stuff's so gnarly. You want to wear gloves most of the time for you working with that stuff. It gets everywhere.
That's cool. Really, really cool. Oh my gosh, I want one of these. And this for this like, smallish indie title that not a lot of mainstream knowledge about.
Yeah.
I know a lot of hardcore gamers that love it, but it's not like, this isn't the hot new thing on your hot new console or anything, but just if you're a fan of that stuff, what a cool thing this would be to have just sitting there by your PC.
Well, and it's still really cool if you're not familiar with the game. Like, what a weird piece to have on your shelf that somebody's going to come over and look and say, why do you have like a squirrel card in a jar?
Yeah. What's this ancient card in an ancient jar you have there, Bill? They would ask.
Right, exactly, yeah.
You guys ever been to a shop that's like a kind of like an antique shop, more of like an oddities shop?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have one in Seattle, totally. And I feel like I hope this ends up in one of those shops someday. Right?
Yeah. No, that's
totally.
awesome.
It would be perfect for that shop. I think I bought one of those wooden boxes that you have to do a whole bunch, like it's a puzzle box kind of thing. I think I bought one of those in Seattle last time.
Oh
we were
yeah,
out there.
That's cool.
I think if that's the same shop that we're thinking of.
There used to be a TV show on some cable network. I don't remember who, but the whole thing was basically like the Pawn Stars model of, hey, I'm looking for a weird thing, or hey, I found a weird thing. What's it worth? Sort of model of the show, but it was this weird shop, and it was all like, oh, I found a cat skeleton. Is it worth any money? Or I found a one-eyed snake, or that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Like,
I found one of those too,
Scott. Yeah, that might be. I guess anybody could show me their one-eyed snake, but yeah, like there's
not anybody.
Maybe not everybody, but there's what was that called though? I don't remember the name of it. It was fascinating though, because they had like, here's a shrunken head, a real one, or here's a dinosaur bone that we found in someone's backyard, or just weird oddity type stuff. And I found that show fascinating, even though it was probably fake like Pawn Stars as far as people coming in and all that, or edited to be more interesting. But I thought it was really cool. Is it called Oddities? We may have found it here, Captain Kipper.
Maybe.
Oh, that's it.
Cool.
That's it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's worth seeing. There's 73 episodes of that thing. I don't know where you get it now, but it was on Discovery and Science Channel had it. Anyway, if you ever get a chance to see it, it's great. Oddities TV series.
Oh, yeah. And Ye Old Oddity Shop, which is on Alaska Drive, is totally the place I was thinking of, with like shrunken heads and
Right.
oh yeah, this is totally the place.
That's cool.
Animals under glass.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by that
Dehydrated
stuff.
beetles.
I think that's just really cool. Have you ever done one of those? Bill, you should do the human head in a jar thing where they they take a picture basically, and
Oh yeah.
the way they wrap it around and then fog it up right, it looks like there's your actual head in a jar. It's pretty awesome.
Sure.
Yeah,
Not an actual head in a piece
just
of paper. No, that's a much better idea.
yeah. Let's not put a real head in there. I feel like
No, don't put a real head in there.
I feel like he could get in trouble for that as far as where you source
I was
the head.
thinking there's a scene from the Zorro movie with Antonio Banderas with a head in a jar. I was thinking of that. I think they probably used a prosthetic head for that one.
Oh yeah, they probably did.
I would hope.
Yeah, the one I saw getting made looked really convincing, and it was just a photo. But
Yeah, those are bananas. I've seen those too.
Yeah.
I want to make one of those. It's kind of like the John McClane Christmas ornament where he's crawling through the thing, and it looks like he really is in there. So yeah.
We're not far from one of these like Vegas kiosk things. The ones that make the paperweights that have a 3D image inside them that they use with laser curing. Imagine, you come up and there's like a bottle and there's the resin block already in there, and then they put your face on the resin block inside the bottle because through the glass they can do that curing technique. I feel like we're not too far from those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're getting there. We're creeping up to it, Brian. Excellent. Go check out their latest video, which apparently, for some reason, is cached funny on my browser, but is there. So you can find it at punishprops.com or the Punish Props YouTube channel, which you should subscribe to anyway. Bill, you always leave us with a little bonus thing. What do you got today?
I sure do. This is a video from my friend Nate. He used to work on The King of Random, but he doesn't work on that channel anymore. And he has his own YouTube channel called Nate from the Internet, and he made a stainless steel carving knife. Looks like he's gotten into knife making, and I know a lot of folks are really into that. So you might want to head over to Nate's channel and give him a follow. Nate's a really awesome dude, a really fantastic maker, and he's kind of starting his own thing now. Very excited to see where he takes it.
Yep. I've yet to get any of these videos from you where the person involved is not have a beard. Is that just a rule for you people?
Oh, the women.
Men, women, no.
Oh yeah, the women don't. Sure.
That's the theme.
Sure, but you know what I mean. Like maybe it's because I say that, but we're all having beards here as well. So maybe it's just men and beards. Yeah.
It could be that the last year everyone was just like, I ain't shaving.
Yeah.
Nah,
We're
not shaving.
living in peak beard time, I think.
Yeah, totally.
If I was to guess. Your name is even Chinbeard on Twitter. Everybody follow him there.
It is right there.
That's right.
Bill, have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Well, thanks, guys. Bye.
Yeah.
That was a very jaunty way of him leaving. Usually he just goes, okay, and he's out.
Kind of, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but he had a very nice, cheerful exit.
Yeah, he's got such a great demeanor.
He really does.
Bill.
He does, doesn't he? He sure does. All right, we're going to add Bobby to the call and share some time with our favorite science correspondent, Bobby Franks, which will happen now if I can find his damn thing. Here it is.
Science.
Hey, look who it is. It's Bobby Frankenberger, all about science. This guy. He's all around science, too. Hey, Bobby, what's going on, man? Welcome back.
Nah, not a lot. I spent all morning trying to get in touch with the FAA on the phone. That was weird.
Oh, really?
What for? Yeah. What was that about?
Yeah.
Well, what was weird about it was that the person who kept telling me that their phone lines were busy sounded exactly like Billy Bob Thornton.
Well, wait a minute. In like I like mustard and taters
not
kind
like
of
a
thing?
Sling Blade one, just him talking his normal self.
Okay.
But no. I'm trying to learn I'm trying to take flying lessons, but I have to get a medical certification for it, and I'm blind in one eye, so I have to like I have to jump through a bunch of hoops to do it, and one of the hoops is a really important hoop that involves the FAA, and they just haven't been getting in touch with me. So,
well, it seems like what you've proven here is that government entities and organizations aren't all that efficient. It turns out sometimes they're just slow.
Turns out that's true. Yeah, but it's okay. I was in a good mood because I was doing it with my America's Next Top Podcaster shirt on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that.
Look at that sweet shirt.
Yeah, that's a nice shirt. I like that shirt.
What kind of new information do we know about that dang show, Bobby?
I don't know. I think I saw an episode drop in my feed today. Didn't you?
That's right. Yeah, I'll talk about that more in end of show stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll also talk about the fact that if you want to be a contestant on America's Next Top Podcaster Season 4, now's the time to do it. But I'll talk more about that at the end of the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on to your butts. There's more coming, everybody.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hold on. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So I have one other question about the flying thing. If they say to you, like how blind are you in one eye? Is it like
I'm completely blind in one eye. I've been that way my entire life.
I didn't know that.
My right eye.
Okay.
Was that since birth, or is that? Did you say your entire life? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have a congenital condition called morning glory syndrome in that one eye. It's named based on how the retina apparently not apparently I've seen it. The retina looks like a morning glory flower. It has to do with the optic nerve is not attached in the right place in the back of my retina, so it doesn't transmit any signals from my eye to my brain, so I can't see out of that eye. And because it's been that way my whole life, it doesn't really impact my depth perception for long distance. Like right up next to my face, I don't play sports because of that, for example.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But I can drive and everything because I've lived my whole life that way, and so I have to convince the FAA that I'm able to fly. So I'll have to go up in a plane with an FAA person and demonstrate that I am safe.
Yeah. Well, that's super interesting. I'd never heard of that before.
We had dinner last night with one of Tina's cousins who, as a 4-year-old kid, threw a stick up in the air, looked up to catch it, missed it, stick went into his eye.
Oh.
He pulled it out himself. His eye looked like, when they took like 11 surgeries, at one point it looked like a little raisin inside his head because it shriveled up, and is now has sight and is doing fine. He's about our age, and he's okay now.
Okay, but so they got it working again. That's resilient.
They got it working again. That's amazing stuff. He's from Wyoming. It took a lot of flights to Denver where there was a specialist that could get things.
So I have a terrible story about eyes. Let me tell you this real fast. So my cousin who served in Afghanistan, the early 90s one, or not Afghanistan, sorry, the Iraq conflict thing that we had there, under George H.R.W. Old Man Bush, or whoever's
Old Man Bush.
Anyway, Old Man Bush, and anyway, he went there, served, and during his time there, some grenade or something went off, and little bits of shrapnel went everywhere, and he ducked and didn't get hit anywhere except one little piece of shrapnel that was like a curved, flat piece of metal went into the side of his eye, right where this ocular bone meets your eye.
Yeah.
On the outside of his left eye, went into that ocular bone, or into that space between them, rounded the bone, and on its way cut the optic nerve. So just just completely severed it, and then rolled all the way through and popped out the other side of the ocular bone. Like, imagine like a ring out of something, like a hoop or a ball just going, you know?
Wow.
And it was that precise in terms of where it hit and how it exited, and blinded him obviously in that eye immediately. But super intense. And his eye, you look at him now, he just still has his eye in there. Healthy eye. The eye looks fine. Just no, he doesn't have to put a false one in there or do any kind of surgery to get rid of it or whatever. This thing just cleanly went in there and sliced that nerve.
Jeez.
And then popped out the other end. Yeah, it was gnarly. Anyway.
Okay, eye torture discussion.
Yeah, we're now done with eye.
People's breakfast.
Yeah,
yes.
eye body horror now complete. We're now moving on to Bobby horror instead. Let's do some Bobby horror.
Some Bobby horror.
Bobby, what did you bring in the science world today for us? What's going on?
I learned about something reading some science news that I didn't know existed, and I thought I'd talk to you guys about it and the news that's about it, which is you've heard of anemia, right? You know that anemia is this condition where you have a low red blood cell count, and so well, that's the most common cause of it. But really, it's just that oxygen is not being transported by your blood very well. So you have low oxygen, usually caused by low red blood cell count. There's also a thing called space anemia.
Oh yeah, I heard about this the other day.
Yeah, well, it was in the news because they just found out that that space anemia persists past like they thought it was a thing that would happen to astronauts while they were in space, and then your body would regulate, and when you came down you were good. And they just found out recently that the space anemia persists after you get back for up to at least a year. They've seen so far.
Jeez.
Your body continues to engage in increased levels of. So let me explain. So the reason space anemia happens and is because when you go up into space, lots of things happen to your body that are crazy, like bone density loss and muscle atrophy and stuff like that. But one of the things that happens is pretty quickly when you get up there, your body loses a bunch of fluids. So like 10 to 25% of fluid is lost from the body, and much of that comes from blood vessels. So your blood has less fluid in it, which means it throws off the ratio of fluid to red blood cell count. You have way more red blood cells ratio-wise.
Is that fluid just like floating in the air and everyone's breathing it in, or where the hell does it go?
I don't know if it's just peed out or what. I actually tried to look, because that's a question I have, is not only where does it go, I assume it's probably peed out somehow.
That's probably the best way to get rid of it.
Yeah.
but my question was, why does that happen? And I couldn't answer. Sure. I couldn't find an answer to why your body loses all that fluid. I know that fluid gets just generally moved around. Our bodies evolved on Earth where there's plenty of gravity, right? Mm-hmm. So our body functions like if you were engineering our body, then it was engineered in such a way, assuming that there would be gravity, right? So your heart pumps your blood, but kind of the way it works is it's pumping it to the upper parts of your body in a way, and it doesn't have to work as hard to get body to go back down to your lower extremities, like your legs and feet.
Sure.
So when you're up in space, where you're in microgravity, a lot of that fluid ends up collecting in the upper part of your body. And that's why if you've ever seen astronauts, their faces always look puffy, is because fluid kind of floats up in their bodies.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, I mean, basically this all just comes down to the fact that we're not evolved to be in that environment. We're involved to be in where we are, and that involves Earth's gravitational pull at the level that it is, and everything else around us, and our atmosphere, and the way we deal with oxygen and all that. And then suddenly we're put in this place that we don't. I mean, this reminds me of. This reminds me of, like in The Expanse, and the way the Belters.
How they're all
their
tall
bodies
and lanky,
changed. Yeah, they're lanky
Right.
and gaunt, and you take them down to Mars or Earth, and they almost get crushed. They have to be in special tanks and all that.
Even the Martians in there, isn't it? They go back to Earth and they have to deal with they have to take special medications to deal with the gravity and oxygen levels and stuff.
I love that kind of stuff because it's such a great realistic take on that in a science fiction setting. But it's really true. Like, we don't think of this. If we go start exploring other planets and we find something inhabited, and let's say it's the size of Jupiter, it's going to F us up. Right?
Yeah.
And they're all going to be homunculuses, and we're all going to just fall on the ground into puddles. It's going to be bad.
Goo people.
Goo people.
Yeah.
Goople. Yeah.
So for whatever reason, our body gets rid of it because of all that extra fluid, because I guess it doesn't need it or whatever. There's some process. But to compensate for that, because there's less fluid in the body, your body goes through a process of what's called hemolysis, it's basically your body's destroying its own red blood cells in order to lower the count. Your body does this all the time anyway. It just increases the rate at which it does that when you're in space. It's almost like a little over 50% higher rate, because it's trying to get it down to that equilibrium point, that normal ratio, right? And so it used to be scientists thought, well, that just happens, and after about a week and a half or so, then it will level out and it doesn't continue. But they just found out that that process, your body continues to destroy red blood cells at a higher rate than normal. It continues on throughout the time that you're in space. Also, after you get back down to Earth, the anemia happens when you get down to Earth, by the way, because now your body holds on to more fluid, and then the offset of the ratio goes in the other direction. Now you have more fluid and less red blood cells, and so that's anemia, right? When you have lower. So eventually that gets corrected, but your body continues to destroy red blood cells at a higher rate up to at least, so far they've looked at it, at least a year after it in some cases. And that has a lot of implications for what you need to look at and what you need to know and correct for and account for when you're potentially sending people up into space for a long period of time. Like, we're gearing up now to send people to space,
Mm-hmm.
So we need to know these things. I mean, if we're going to be on the moon, going to Mars, maybe, perhaps.
Oh, we got all kinds of potential weirdness. Like if we keep getting better and better at reaching out, we're going to have to get better and better at adapting to that and knowing what to adapt for. And I don't know, artificial gravity is going to be important, like all kinds of stuff, because we're not going to evolve in a week. It's not going to change that quick.
Right.
If there's anything less accurate about the way the Expanse treats this, I think they crammed a lot of Belter evolution into a short amount of time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it would probably take a lot longer, but it is a couple of 100 years, I guess, that they've been out there. So I don't know if that's enough, but we just don't know, and that's fascinating stuff. And there's probably other stuff we don't know about, like next thing you'll tell me, what do you got? Oh, I got the space aneurysms. What are those? That's just in space. You just have a different kind, and oh no, I got space diarrhea. Oh, that's the worst.
Oh yeah.
Listen, we already know there's space madness. We've seen it in a billion different movies.
Yeah. So there's we got the psychological stuff. We got the physical stuff. We're going to have space cramps, I don't know.
Sure.
Space cramps.
Space cramps. Yeah, I got a bad space of space cramps. There's a case of space cramps, and they've lasted 2 years. Oh, no.
My favorite Michael Broderick or Matthew Broderick movie was Space Cramps.
Oh, he was so good in Space Cramps. Yeah, no kidding. I wish they'd remake that. Anyway.
And I mean, in all seriousness, there's likely going to be, I would imagine, specialty medications that are going to be having to be created in order to prepare people's bodies physiologically for these types of things. Like it makes sense that we think that our muscles would get weaker because there's less gravity, right? Mm-hmm. But these sorts of things about the blood aren't as obvious when you just think about it, because it's like, oh yeah, of course, okay, your blood is not being pumped in the same way, your heart is working differently, and your body's reacting to changes that were unforeseen. And so it's really good for us to be paying attention to all these things so that we can eventually escape our decaying, dying Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, that's fascinating. I have too much. I have right now. I have an excess of red blood cells, and they want me to go give blood like 3-4 times a year for that reason.
Oh wow.
I don't. It's not like a massive amount, but it's enough where they're like, yeah, you should probably donate some blood. That'll help keep it in check. And
maybe you just need to go spend some time in space.
Maybe yeah, that's the new answer.
Use up some of those red blood cells there.
Yeah, the cause of it, she said, was probably those. They have me on those T shots, for the low T.
Yeah.
And that increases your red blood cell count, which I think makes me more of a man somehow. I don't know how that works, but But anyway,
That's what I
hey,
hear.
this is great. More great scientific coverage by our good pal, Bobby. Now, Bobby, why don't you tell people where they can get more, even more, on another podcast called All Around Science? Where is it and how do they get it?
Yeah, my podcast where I talk about science every week is called All Around Science. That's how you find it. Just type All Around Science into something and it'll pop up. Type it into your speak and spell and it'll pop up there.
Yeah, put it in your Googler. Yeah, that'll get you there every time. Awesome. Well, were you guys talking about here on the next one or the most recent episode?
We just put out an episode yesterday, and my brain is failing me because of all my time on the phone with Billy Bob Thornton, so I can't remember what it's about.
Was he?
It was really good, though.
Oh yeah.
You should check it out.
What was he? Was he a lawyer fighting hard for the working man, or was he a hitman trying to find?
It was astonishing how much I really wondered if they hired him to do the. I should record it and send it to you.
Maybe they did. That would be hilarious. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Billy Bob Thornton doing FAA work. Fantastic. Bobby, I hope you have nothing but a great week between now and next time we see you. Take care, and we'll see you then.
Thanks.
Bye now.
See you, Bobby.
Bye now. Bye. Bye, Bobby. Bye. All right. We're done. Real quick. Couple of quick things. We got some show stuff, some show news here. Play Retro happened yesterday. We did a deep dive on Donkey Kong Jr., and Donkey Kong 3 as three very important arcade games in the history of video games and what they led to, what they inspired, all of the legal stuff that happened around them, the rip-off game called Crazy Kong that got people in big trouble.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Crazy Kong.
Yeah. Really weird time. Definitely worth your checking out if you like retro games and are into that sort of thing. Play Retro wherever you get your podcasts, or go to frogpants.com/playretro, and all those links are there, including Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, everything, all of it. It's all there. Brian, tell us about America's Next Top Podcaster All-Stars.
I will do exactly that. We had an episode go up yesterday, the episode, so it's a self-contained 1 week or 2 week challenge episode. Really, it took place a lot longer than that because of COVID. We had one of our contestants actually get COVID and had to extend things out. But we bring back some of our comedy, the contestants that got eliminated during Comedy Week of the past 3 seasons. And we give them a challenge to create something serious. They had to create a serious podcast, but we gave them one more requirement. They had to include 8 lyrics from All Star by Smash Mouth in their serious podcast.
Yep.
How well did they do? Well, find out by going to America's Next Top podcaster.com. Now, while you're there, sign up. We're starting the next season of America's Next Top Podcaster at the end of February, and we want you to be a contestant for this next season. Got a lot of great stuff planned. I need to confirm with all of the judges, but so far the ones I've talked to have confirmed. Scott, we'll need to chat because it's the same night as Play Retro.
Oh yeah,
we'll have to figure things out.
Yeah.
But anyway, go visit americasnexttoppodcaster.com and sign up, become a contestant. Look, people who've participated in this have gone on to do some amazing things, be part of the network. Bobby here has a segment now every Tuesday on TMS, and we would never have met Bobby were it not for ANTP. So check it out, America's Next Top Podcaster. Be a contestant. Boot camp, up your podcasting game.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, more on that coming soon. Patreon.com/TMS is how you support this show. Do you like having an ad-free experience every day? Do you like having extra content at the top and bottom of the show every day? Do you like having a bonus Friday episode almost every week? Do you like our play dates? Do you like all these things? Well, then you'll like our Patreon. If none of these things made any sense to you, it's because you're not there yet. So go read about it, check it out, and sign up. Patreon.com/TMS. Okay, I think that's it. Let's get out of here. Why not do it with song?
Yes, I will do that. Joel in Milwaukee wrote in and said, "Hey, Scott and Brian, my mom passed away on January 1st, one day after her 74th birthday.
Oh.
She struggled with several health issues over the past few years, so my siblings and I are sad she has left us, but we're happy that she's no longer suffering. Lucky for us, the hospital relaxed their COVID restrictions on visitors, giving us all a chance to say goodbye to her in person. While this song wasn't my mom's favorite, it does have special meaning. The lyrics were printed throughout my mom's senior yearbook, and the reverend at her funeral, without any prior knowledge, quoted much of the song in his eulogy, which gave me the chills. My siblings and I have relied on gallows humor to keep our spirits up, but for me personally, TMS has also helped bring smiles and laughs. Thank you both, and let's test the ship's phasers. Signed, Joel in Milwaukee. Duke 7983 went in the chat.
Oh, let's give him a phasers.
Let's test the ship's phasers.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about your mom. That sucks.
That does suck. All right, so this song. It's interesting that you bring up the fact that your Reverend quoted it, because technically the song came from, I want to say, Ecclesiastes. I should have pulled this up in my notes beforehand, but I think it was adapted from Ecclesiastes by Pete Seeger, who wrote the first version of it. The song is Turn, 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 or with the required exclamation points, it's turn, 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 which sounds like Tina giving me directions in the car. The version I'm going to play is by a former lead singer of the band Jellyfish, one of my favorite pop groups from the 90s, Andy Sturmer. A bunch of demos of Andy Sturmer's music surfaced in the last several years, and this was kind of a highlight for me, is this amazing cover of Turn, Turn, Turn that never got an official release. Here is the song Turn, 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 originally by Pete Seeger, most famously covered by the Byrds, covered here by Andy Sturmer.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
At last.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have no memory of what that was from.
At last.
But I'm sure it was cool.